Welcome to another edition of Georgia Forages, the digital series. My name is Lisa Baxter, and I'm the University of Georgia State Forage Extension Specialist. Today we're going to talk about why legumes often fail. Many producers find it challenging to integrate legumes into their operation. Some of the most common challenges include poor seed germination, poor stand establishment, lack of nodulation, weed invasion, and insect damage. Fortunately, many of these challenges can be resolved with a little planning and preparation. Let's look at a few ways that we can minimize these challenges. Step 1 is always take a soil test. We need to test at least 6 months in advance prior to planting, so we have ample time to follow the soil test recommendations. One of the primary reasons that legumes will fail is because of low soil pH. Soil pH directly affects nutrient availability and uptake. More importantly for legumes, it also protects them from toxic nutrients like aluminum that become more available at a low pH. So whenever we consider planting a legume, we can't forget about adding that lime. Remember, it takes about 6 to 12 months for lime to take effect in Georgia. Next, make sure you select a recommended species and variety. In a previous video, we discussed the different forage species that we can grow in Georgia. If you're interested in learning about specific varieties, please visit our website at www.georgiaforages.com. We update these recommended lists annually. Regardless of which species and variety you choose, make sure to purchase certified seed. Purchasing certified seed is the best way to prevent invasion of noxious weeds. If you're not sure if the seed is certified, look for the bright blue tag to ensure that you're receiving certified seed. Now, it may seem simple, but a good stand starts with a good seedbed. One of the major causes of planting failures, regardless if we're planting a grass or a legume, is because of planting too deep. A good seedbed helps you control planting depth. If we're planting into a prepared seedbed, we need to make sure that that seedbed passes the boot print test before we start to plant. The boot print test is a quick and easy way to determine the firmness of a seedbed. Simply walk across the field and check the depth of your boot prints. If it's more than about a ½ inch deep, the seedbed is too soft and the soil will dry out quickly, and we may plant the seed too deeply. If it's about a ½ inch deep, we're just right. But if it's less than a ½ inch deep, the seedbed is too hard and the seed may be planted too shallow or struggle to germinate because of the packed soil. Many of us will plant legumes into a no-till seedbed because we're extending the growing season of a perennial forage base. We need to suppress the existing sod by grazing or mowing closely. Some years herbicide suppression may be required. Competition from the existing sod is a major cause of establishment failures when we're overseeding or interseeding legumes into a grass stand. I'm often asked, well, what about broadcasting? Broadcasting may be an option, especially if a no-till drill is not available in your part of the state. But don't forget about the old saying, good, cheap, or fast, we gotta pick two. Broadcasting may be faster, but will ultimately result in higher seed costs and lower yields because of poor seed-to-soil contact that's so critical for germination. Seeding too deep is a major cause of establishment failures, regardless if we're talking about legumes or grasses. Whenever we're drilling the seed, we need to set the coulters to cut twice the depth of the seed size. Many of these legumes are very small, and we shouldn't plant them any deeper than about a ½ inch in most cases. Seeds have a finite amount of resources or energy reserves available, and they have to reach the soil surface to start photosynthesis before these reserves are exhausted. That's why planting depth is so critical, and so many planting failures are because of planting depth. Many legumes fail because of insect or weed pressure. Regardless of the forage we're working with, we need to scout often for insects and weeds. If we're ever in doubt of what could be in our field, we need to go out and scout. A sweep net is an effective tool to learn what insects are out in our field. Work with your local county extension agent to identify the insects and weeds that are in your field. Accurate identification is required for us to make appropriate recommendations from the Georgia Pest Management Handbook. Finally, we need to make sure that our seed is inoculated with its specific rhizobium. Most legume seed will come pre-inoculated, but if not, make sure to purchase the correct rhizobia bacteria to inoculate your seed before you plant.